Absolutely, Olive. In fact, like you rightly said, I'm in Addis, just to start where I am, attending the Internet Governance Forum, whose theme this year is Resilient Internet for a Shared, Sustainable, and Common Future. And I've come here because I'm looking at the internet as common good, and I'm looking at one of the areas that we deal with in the mentorship program is digital media, how to take advantage of the digital platforms. And how do I meet here? I meet one of the girls that we have mentored from Moi University that came in through our link with one of our mentors to get interested in issues of internet, issues of digital security, and is now attached to KICTANET, Kenya ICT Action Network, courtesy of the IWAT link because of how we've been working with them, and one of our mentors then was linked to KICTANET. So what I'm saying is we have worked with about 115 girls now. We have this cohort that is from Kibabi and Maseno University of 20, which brings it to about 135. And I can count for you for the 100. I will tell you where they all are and what they are doing. I've seen some of them come up and talk about incidences of sexual harassment, something they would never have talked about, but because of the skills we've given them, the tips we've given them, the empowerment, telling them, you do not keep quiet. Silence doesn't help. You need to speak up, and you have a right to be where you are. You do not need to give any sexual favors to anybody to get to those positions. They're able to come up and speak out about such issues, which have been very difficult. We've seen some of them get into media houses, now writing and reporting better than even some of us have done in the past. And so it's very gratifying, actually, when you walk with them and they're reporting to you, because mentorship is a life journey. It's a lifelong journey. It's not a session where you'll go in for 1 month, 2 months and leave. We start with them for a year, but after that, we continue working with them. Every time there's an opportunity, because we've dealt with them, we know their strengths. I'm able to identify a girl and say, this girl has very good interviewing skills. 2 years ago, we identified one of the girls from Maseno to interview the ambassador of the US, during the International Women's Day, because we realized she's very good at broadcast, she's very good at interviewing skills, and so we give her that, we give them that opportunity. And I can continue counting, but it's been very gratifying to just see them walk, and they continue to ask, because we work with them. We are about 15 mentors, drawn from different media houses, each with different strengths. Some are good at broadcast, others are good at print, others are good in English, like we have some from Taifa Leo, that are our reference point when it comes to language, for those that are interested in Swahili. So it's very gratifying to see that these girls have been identifying with all of us, knowing that they can call upon any of us at any time, and they'll get the support that is required. So I could go on with the list on and on and on, and then the mentors give their time. They're all professionals working in different areas, but they create this time to be able to listen, to be able to identify the gaps, and to be able to nurture them and work with them. So it's actually been very, very gratifying. And all the 111, I can tell you, are in places now. They're placed either in media houses, in the corporate world, doing their own small business, but at least each one of them is doing something and they're in touch with their mentors.
Okay, so Betty, yes. In the private sector,
yes,
do you see those memes of Polly Kapigade, for instance, when you hear he's gotten another job, and people will say, I want the gods of Igade, why can't they also intercede in my life so I can get such opportunity? There's a gentleman who is now, I think, heading Stanbic Bank, and previously he'd headed, is it KCB? I can't remember his name. Sorry?
Oigara?
Yes, Joshua Oigara. Is it Joshua Oigara? I can't recall. I will Google. That is what Google is for when your memory fails you. But do you think some of these opportunities for these gentlemen in the private sector have been created through connections, networks? Are they a product of mentorship? For example, Polly Kapigade, many linked him or have linked him to Chris Kirubi, who was previously myself and Renee's chairman, in the interest of full disclosure, at Capital FM. Are some of these the benefits of mentorship? Because Renee talked about opening doors, mentioning names in rooms where the people are not, so that this is not just cross-generational, but about the person who's coming up behind you?
Exactly, absolutely it is, Olive, because collaborations are very important. Networks, strategic alliances are very critical for growth. And those are some of the things that, as women, we need to put in place, as Renee has said. Because how do we open doors for other women especially? We encourage that young women, and all women actually, as a matter of fact, in leadership, they need to create strategic alliances. And one of the challenges that you have is when women think they can do it alone. What I encourage women to do is to network. Networking is critical for any growth, and men are very good in that. Men are good at creating networks. They have spaces they create. They go, like now there's football. And even those football, men are still cutting deals. Men are still telling the other man, there is opportunity here. Did you see this? Did you know this? They are talking, they're having conversations around that. They are not just going out there, for example, and just having a good time, not just watching football. They are doing something more for their lives. And that is where the spaces that as women we need to get to. And as women who are, like us, what we need to do is to help these other, female generations, leaders that we are looking into, and even those, like she has correctly said, those who are beside us and those who are behind us, to let them know the importance of networking. Very critical. Networking is important. Having strategic alliances is very important. Collaborations where you don't feel like you can do it all alone, where I need to know what is her strength and, incorporate, collaborate with her. Her strength and my strength, we complement each other and grow together. And that is the where we are supposed to go. That's the path we are supposed to take as women leaders. That is the path that we encourage the young, upcoming, emerging women leaders to get into. That you cannot be a loner and, and get your victories alone. You need to collaborate with others. You need to network. And actually be where it is happening. The challenge has been, and this is what I'm encouraging women, be where things are happening. You can't just be somewhere and nothing is happening where you are. So if you need to grow in a certain direction, you know where is your focus, you understand where you want to go, because the other thing is that your goals must be very clear. And this is what I say, you must find your true north. And when you find your true north, then you need to have people who believe in your true north to help you, be focused. Your goals must be clear, and your values must be clear. And that is what we talk about, then your true north. And once you get the true north, get focused, and then look at where can I get more help? Where can I build more skills? How can I get, networks? Who are these people in the spaces that I am in, and how can I be helped? How can I create networks with them? How can I have strategic alliances with them? And, do it, be there, because that's where it's happening. But if you don't know where you're supposed to be, it's not clear what are your goals, what your values are, then you'll find yourself always wondering and wasting a lot of time.